Hi, welcome back to Tinker Gamer Hacker Maker. Today we're going to do an unboxing of the Raspberry Pi Zero W. So starting off with the kit, we have, of course, handy dandy pinout guide, the quick start guide, the case with the output opening for GPIO, case with the opening for cameras. Inside, of course, the little case comes with a ribbon cable for the camera and little rubber feet to put underneath, and of course slots for any applicable parts of the board. This is the 2.5 amp power supply for the Raspberry Pi. An HDMI mini to HDMI adapter, super helpful. A little heatsink to go on the Raspberry Pi chip. A mini USB to USB adapter. An SD card with Raspbian pre-installed, ready to go, out of the box. Noobs. And of course, the chip that is all goes around, the Raspberry Pi Zero W. Now, of course, you got the slot for the SD card, the RAM, the processor itself, the radio for the wireless. Flip it on its side, you can see that we have the USB ports and the mini HDMI. This is it. This is the whole thing. Of course, there's no headers installed for the GPIO. That's optional. And then, of course, there's the slot for the ribbon cable if you wish to add one of the different camera modules that are available. So, real cool, small and powerful. I will be probably turning this into an ad blocker with Pi-hole, and maybe messing around with a couple other versions of it. Real awesome. Raspberry Pi Zero W. And this has been the Kana kit that gives you everything to get started with. Alright, so that was the Raspberry Pi Zero W. Rather short unboxing. Really cool little board. But let's go ahead and snap it together. Okay, let's start popping some of this together because it just looks like too much fun out of the box. So there's a nice opening for the headers on the bottom as well. So I guess you can do that a couple different ways. That's nice, and that just snaps right into place. And there you go. And that's a computer. Ooh. One thing this is missing though is a slot that kind of allows you to easily put in the chip for the OS. So it looks like I have to pop it back out. Let's go ahead and put that in because I will probably not mess with it too much. Okay, this one came with a 16 gigabyte micro SD card. All right. That is now popped in. Let's go ahead and see, where do I put this? heatsink. Right on the CPU. So this large black piece here is the Broadcom CPU. So and if we can get this thermal tape, of course, try not to touch the bottom there. There we go. Okay. Cool. Little heatsink for the little computer. That's cute. What, no RGB? Alright. What else I gotta put on here? So I got the OS installed. It's already got its RAM. Let's go ahead and just pop the lid on at this point. Okay. And let's put some little rubber feet on the bottom, because why not? Get this off the ground. It's like putting together a little Lego that can control things. Oh, and I just noticed this here. That's actually a really cool feature. This slit, or this slot, looks like for the ribbon cable as well. So if you had the camera mounted externally to the case, you could do that. I kind of like the internal mounted camera though. That looks like it'd be more fun. Cool. Okay, there, it's put together. All we need to do now is if we were to plug it in, turn it on. So, where does the power go on this thing? So I have no clue. Oh, it's powered over USB. Silly me. So, one USB adapter on the power. Oh, and it's marked too. That's convenient. So yeah, so this one's the USB dongle. And then you'd put a little USB hub on this if you needed to add a few more devices, you know, mouse, keyboard, things like that. I'll very likely just install VNC and then remote into it. And then, of course, that's the power adapter. That'll go in right there. If I can see. Yep, there we go. Alright. And if you needed to put some video on it, probably most likely just for the initial configuration. Nice little HDMI adapter. Cool. And that's the whole thing. That's the whole computer. And you can set it up to run independently, turn it into a little camera, you know, control some electronics. That is really, really sweet. Cool, thank you for hanging out with me while I put this together. Thanks everybody for watching our video on the Raspberry Pi Zero W. Go ahead and like and subscribe this video and stay tuned for some more awesome content from Tinker Gamer Hacker Maker.